All right, and welcome back to episode 43 of the Alec Frengos Show. This is a sports podcast centered around NBA and NFL. And today I'm joined by Joey Price, Carter Arsenau, and Wyatt Thomas to my left. And today we're going to get to start predicting the 2024-2025 NFL season coming up. And we're going to start with the NFC South division. But before we start predicting that, we're going to talk a little bit about training camp and the player markets right now. Recently, Jordan Love and Tua were both signed to extensions, Love being the highest paid quarterback, up with Burrow $55 million a year each, and Lawrence. And Tua getting $53 million, which comes in, I guess, tied for second with Jared Goff for $53 million a year. So just quick thoughts on the quarterback situation, and these guys are getting paid off potential, clearly. Joey?
Well, these players are just trying to get signed before, a potential long-term injury could happen. And these teams are banking on these players kind of continuing their success and kind of playing into these contracts. I mean, I kind of have doubts going into them, giving them that much money off rip and paying them more than Mahomes, Burrow, all of them, even though they have massive contracts too. But, yeah, these players, they got to play even better than they have to live up to the contracts.
Yeah, he's right. They're definitely getting paid on potential. We obviously Jordan Love. We've literally only seen one season out of him. Trevor Lawrence has played one playoff game and they blew a 27-point lead, I believe.
No, they won.
They
were down.
Or sorry, they came back against that. Yeah. Sorry,
but they didn't make the playoffs this year.
But yeah, they didn't make. They had they were under 500 on American soil this year because they were 2-0 in London. So these guys, they've shown they can be good. I do think for Jordan Love, especially, I think it's a little bit early because he's only seen one season.
It's insane. He got paid.
Yeah, that amount of money, it's super quick. But I do think it's a pretty safe deal overall from what you've seen. Unless he gets hurt or just completely falls off the face of the planet, it'll be a good deal for them.
Yeah, I mean, if you have one good season, you could push the organization to sign you to a huge contract. Now all these young QBs, they're just going to be getting crazy money. But the Love situation is different because he's been sitting and he could have had an extension a while ago, like Burrow, a year ago, but he didn't play, so he was basically eligible for whenever he had a good season. If he had a bad season this year, and then next year he popped off, he would have gotten a bag next year, so it doesn't really matter. For Tua, the Tua situation, the Dolphins just have to sign him, because is there anyone you're going to get to his level, if not better? Probably not. It's just that you have to live with the mediocrity he brings in big games and playoffs.
Teams are so desperate for any kind of stability at quarterback.
Yeah. Well, and it is stable, but it will never win them a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree. He's just good enough that you can't get rid of him, but good enough that or not good enough that he's gonna win you Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For me, Wyatt was kind of saying Love. He only played 1 year, but for me, I think that Love deal's pretty good. He beat the Cowboys round 1 last year, and he
should have beat the 49ers.
Yeah, he honestly proved himself last year, so I like that one. The Lawrence one makes no sense. He's making 55. Daniel Jones is making 40, and I would put them in the exact same category. So it just...
Damn!
I think that's bold.
No, because you know what's crazy is I saw a thing the other day, and their stats, their first... Was it 2 or 3 years are the exact same?
Okay, pause on that because the first year Lawrence played on the Jags, it was Urban Meyer, and they were one of the worst teams of all time. So those stats are just so tanked.
But still,
but I know what you mean. Lawrence is for people right now. He's super overrated, and I totally get why. But you look at the market too. Mahomes and Allen are 45 and 43.
Yeah.
I don't know how these QBs go out here and be like,
yeah,
I want 10 mil more.
Yeah.
I want 10 mil more. I deserve it.
Remember the discussion around Lawrence last year? So many people were picking him to win MVP and have such
dark
a big
horse
year.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then they completely they were so disappointing this year.
Yeah, they did nothing.
So do you think the Love deal? Do you think say in 4 years now, say Stroud, Bryce Young get paid, Caleb Williams get paid, Mahomes Allen get re-signed, do you think it looks like a good deal?
Oh,
then?
it'll look unreal.
Do you
That
think
well,
guys are gonna be
it kind of
getting
just
60s?
depends. Yeah, it depends how the quarterback market goes. Like
Well, the way it's trending,
the way
gonna
it's
look like a
trending,
good
then
deal
it's
if he's
gonna look
still good.
unreal in the next 3-4
Like next year,
years.
Dak will break 60.
No, he
No,
won't.
God,
No,
no.
he
A
won't.
team will give him
no.
60.
No,
If
they won't.
if the Cowboys won't, no
a
team
team
will.
will give him 60.
No, they won't. No,
For
they
sure.
will not. No
I
way.
He
guarantee
won't be
it.
the guy to do it because
The only person
Joey,
that would
he
get
will.
Joey, you have to
60
realize next year he'll be coming off another disappointing playoff loss, most likely.
You don't know
That'll
that.
just
It's the Cowboys.
it's the Cowboys.
It's
doesn't
Joey,
like-
you
he's
Joey,
gonna get
do this
paid.
shit
Joey,
again.
Joey,
Joey.
your
He's a top
entire
10 QB, he's
Joey,
gonna
your
get paid.
entire life you have watched this team suck. And
It doesn't
face
matter.
And
He's a
fall
good
on their
quarterback.
ass
The team will take a
year
chance on
after
him with a
year
new
in the
roster.
playoffs.
Okay,
You think
They
he
won't
can win
pay him.
a Super Bowl, Dak?
They're
I
not
think
going to
he
pay
could.
him 60 mil.
With a different team.
I think he could too.
Stop.
I think he could.
Really?
But
Yeah.
he's not 60 mil.
He's a
worth.
good quarterback.
Okay,
He's
so
top
you
10
think
for sure.
you think right now? Say nobody's really due to get paid. Dak's next up.
He is next year.
You think Dak Prescott's gonna get 60 mil?
No,
Yeah.
he'll get like 52.
So you're gonna project the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl then?
No, but he's a free agent. He's going to be the top QB.
Yeah,
And
he's
the market's only climbing. So he's
That's
not
the
going to
only part
settle
where it
for
could
less than
happen.
55.
he's way older than Love.
Yeah, like
Tua.
it's
It
not
doesn't
like
matter. Look at
like
Kirk
if you said
Cousins.
like
He's
Dak's
got a
been in the
big
league.
deal.
I could see
8 years.
55 to 57, but you really think?
Well, maybe not
He's not old. You really think he's gonna get 60?
He's going
Because
to...
60
He'll
is
get at
just a
least
milestone
58.
to all the GMs in the league and owners. It's just gonna look like another milestone. He's not gonna be the person to get that. Sure, I'll give you he gets a little bit more than Love.
Yeah,
I'll
he
give
will.
you that. If he wins a playoff game, if he doesn't win a playoff game, what is he right now?
What is he making?
He's probably cheap because they re-signed him after his rookie year and check that Dak
I don't know if
Prescott
he will
AAV.
get more than Love because Love's way younger and is like he's already shown he can do exactly what Dak can do.
Love is already better than Dak.
Yeah,
4 year,
Your son,
160.
he waxed him in his own building in the playoffs.
4-year 160.
That's 40 here.
Yeah, 40.
Yeah. So
He's making the same as
He's
Daniel
Daniel Jones
Jones
money.
right now.
so
That's actually pretty under.
he's gonna get easily 50.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
yeah,
maybe 55.
he'll get 50 to 55, 57.
If he breaks
If
60
if
every
he wins a playoff game.
if he breaks 60, every QB's going to the owner and say, "Pay me right the fuck now." There's no way I'm getting
He's
less
getting
money
60.
than Dak Prescott.
Mahomes is gonna have to get 75.
Yeah.
Like,
If Dak gets
75?
60, Mahomes, if he wanted to, could ask for 80.
He
Yeah.
won't, though, but he's
He
worth-
won't.
because he's
Because
Mahomes
Mahomes
is
understands that
probably-
he can't
You need
have
it.
all that
Yeah,
money if his
he
team's
needs
gonna
a
be
good
good.
team.
But he's
Exactly.
probably he's worth it.
He's worth it,
Oh,
but like
100%.
Obviously.
Joey, he'd rather compete for
What's
Super
the
Bowls for the
salary
next
cap
5
for the
years.
NFL, Joey? Do you know?
Gosh, I don't know. Probably like 200 something mil per team.
See,
It's probably I think it's like
It
220
goes up
mil.
every year. It changes.
what is it?
255.
255?
Yeah.
Mahomes is easily worth 80.
Yeah.
Easily.
Dude,
That's
and
not even
what-
half.
That's that's
I was going to say, if the salary cap
Fun.
was like 170, I wouldn't even
Maybe.
hesitate to pay him half. Well, wait. 170.
that's a lot still. You got to pay 50 people.
Yeah.
But some of them are making like
I could see
like
70
rookie
mil.
contracts are pennies and
Yeah,
nickels
man,
compared to the
it's like-
250 mil.
It's like yeah,
But
that's crazy.
talking about a different market, the wide receiver market. Jefferson gets paid here. St. Brown gets paid, I believe, right? And Tyreek
Yeah.
and Waddle
Yeah.
both get paid this offseason, right? Tyreek just signed that new deal, $30 million a year. I think he just extended years. That was his contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was $30 million a year. Waddle and Adams have $28 million a year. So Ayuk obviously holding out still, and this is probably the longest I've ever seen a holdout. It's usually between
CD too.
the
Has
end-
CD signed.
No, he's
sorry,
not signed.
but
hasn't
like
signed yet either.
he could like wait. I think they're gonna get one done.
He's
with
still
him.
He'll get one down.
He
They
still
just-
has to play. Like even if he holds out, like it's just bad on his part. Like
Dude,
he won't.
a
He's
team- a
he's
team
practicing,
can
right?
Yeah, he'll
pay
play.
him.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so just say talking about Ayuk. So Jefferson's 35, Brown's 32, St. Brown and Tyreek are 30, and then tied for fifth is Waddle and Adams with 28.
Waddle's top.
How much do you see? How much are you paying Ayuk if you're let's say
Ayuk's better than Waddle.
you think
Actually,
so?
it's close.
I think
I think
he is.
Ayuk-
Yeah,
I think
he
Ayuk's
deserves
better
what
than Waddle.
Ayuk gets for sure.
Who?
Ayuk.
Yeah,
Deserves
He
a
should
who
get,
gets?
he should get more than Waddle.
Yeah,
he should, but I don't know if he can.
I think
49ers can't
I
pay
think
him that.
Ayuk will get paid 30 mil.
That's probably what he's asking for, don't you think?
I think
If
that's
Tyreek's at 30,
St. Brown. You could compare Ayuk to St. Brown, I think. If
Yeah.
Ayuk was on the Lions and he had that target
Yeah.
share and he was the main focal point number one, I think
fair.
you can easily compare him to St. Brown. Skill-wise.
Yeah, skill wise,
Yeah.
I think I'd say St. Brown's is a little better, but I think it's a
St.
it's a
Brown's
conversation.
Same
They're also
tier.
very different like types of players.
They
just
are.
in
They're
general.
completely different.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, which receiver, I wouldn't, like, if you said Ayuk over St. Brown or St. Brown over Ayuk, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But so I think he gets 30 mil. I think that's fair.
I think he deserves that.
Brown's at
No way,
32. I don't
49.
think he gets like an alpha wide receiver
49ers.
one money. Say like he gets traded to a team with a ton of cap space.
Oh yeah.
Commanders, Patriots, what are other teams? Panthers.
The
say?
49ers can't pay him that. There's no way.
Well, they can either pay him or
They-
Trent Williams.
they-
One of them's leaving.
Yeah, they can. They have 52 mil
And
left.
they'll pay him because Williams is old. I don't think they.
But Purdy's
they're gonna
due
put
up
that.
next. So that
Yeah,
whole
then they're-
52 is going to him if he has another good year.
Yeah, then they're honestly screwed.
They're
salary
screwed.
cap. This
Because
is
nobody
their-
comes off
This
the
is their
books.
last
No.
year, I think.
Debo-
This is their
compete.
last like actual
agree.
year that they could.
Do you know, honestly, if I'm the
good
GM, I'm not even joking, if I'm the GM, I'm locking in Ayuk, and I'm locking in Trent Williams, and I'm letting Brock Purdy walk after this year.
Yeah.
You can do it with anybody else.
I'm taking a complete home run swing on this year because if they go through whatever the last 5 years are with the team they've had for this long and don't win a Super Bowl, that's a complete failure.
It
Dude,
is.
and they've already restructured a whole bunch of people. Like Fred Warner's base salary is 1.1 mil.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just he's making money off of what is it?
The signing bonus.
Yeah,
Yes.
signing bonuses and stuff.
And
Which is kind of crazy.
But
that you can do that.
this would just show if you have a perfect team around someone, game managers can't win a Super Bowl.
Look at that. Every
Besides
single-
what, Nick
every single
Foles?
person they
Who's
have.
another example?
So Debo and
Mahomes,
Flacco?
1 mil.
Brady.
Flacco was
1 mil,
good.
1
Flacco's
mil,
good.
1
Besides
mil,
here
1
and there Mickey Mouse shit,
Yeah.
Mahomes, Brady,
McCaffrey,
Manning.
1.2 mil.
Who else?
like that have won
How are they
multiple
doing
or
that?
just
Stafford,
one? in
he's
general?
not a game manager.
Stafford,
1.1
Wilson
mil.
wasn't a
Wilson,
game manager.
1.1 mil.
Hargrave,
Hargrave, 1.1
who else
mil.
have we seen?
Kittle,
win?
1.2. How?
We've seen both
I don't
Mannings,
understand that.
Rodgers,
But then their
Breeze,
cap number, is that their,
Roethlisberger,
like,
Kurt Warner.
I don't-
The no game managers.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think
not
that-
really.
So
Makes no
the moral of the story is if the Niners can't win a Super Bowl this year with Brock Purdy's game managers can't win Super Bowls. You have a perfect team around someone and you can't win, you need a superstar quarterback.
I mean, I don't know if you can make that argument though,
because
because they went to overtime in a Super Bowl, so like
They lost the
theoretically,
game.
Yeah, but like theoretically, like if you make a Super Bowl, your team is good enough to win a Super Bowl. It's just a matter of if you do or don't that year.
But they didn't.
Well, they did.
And they haven't in
They haven't.
Years.
They haven't. I'm saying like,
And they
but
don't
like
have-
you
they don't have
like you
much
can't
time.
tell me that Niners team last year was not good enough to win the Super Bowl.
they were, but they can't because
Yeah.
they have a game manager.
Do I
at
think they
quarterback.
will? No, because I think they're going to run into.
I'm just
that
saying.
same
I'm
guy
just
again.
saying you have to have a superstar elite QB to win a Super Bowl. You can't have some mediocre game manager to get you over the top. That's just
they're
all
not
I'm
gonna
saying.
win because they got to pay McCaffrey.
So,
You
in
know
my
how it is.
opinion-
running backs don't matter. Super Bowl.
Well, he's the one exception.
Yeah, I know.
He might be.
That's
I don't
But-
think he might. I think he is the one.
Like I
he
said,
is,
I'm
but-
paying Trent Williams and Ayuk long, and I'm letting Purdy walk at the end of the year, or tell him to just take a pay cut, which he obviously won't. Purdy, by the way, next year Purdy's up for extension.
Yeah,
They
that
probably-
that could be a big signing.
If they give it to him, it's going to be 55.
And if
I
they,
think
easily.
they
And
do
if they
give
if
don't,
he goes
some-
to the Super Bowl, easily 55.
and if
I-
they
I
don't,
think
some
he-
team is going to reach.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you won't be good. No.
like the Raiders.
could.
The Raiders would pay him 60 mil.
I think the
60,
Giants
you
would.
think?
What?
If Daniel
Purdy?
Jones is
Yeah.
shit this year, I think
Purdy
the
could
Giants
easily
would.
get paid more than Dak because he's been to a Super Bowl and he's
way
younger.
Way younger.
Easily.
Mm, I think teams would still
You agree?
value Dak more.
Yeah, I
think so?
Joey,
I
I've
think so.
I've watched Dak lose playoff games since I was like 10 years old. Like I just can't trust that. I watched Purdy. I've seen Purdy lose one playoff game where he got hurt and that was the Super Bowl. Where he didn't get hurt and that was the Super Bowl. In games where he doesn't get hurt, other than that, like
Yeah, that one.
like he's
How long
made an
ago was
NFC
that? 2
championship.
years ago?
Come on,
Two
come
years
on.
ago.
Pause. Jimmy Garoppolo did the same thing.
Okay,
He
but
did the same thing.
no,
and
no,
look where
but
he is now.
but he threw away games and they somehow got back in him. Purdy, I have not seen Purdy lose them a playoff game.
But he hasn't
That's
won
fair.
them one.
I would say he has.
No. Hell no.
He did. He led a 17-point comeback against the Lions
He didn't lead
in a
it.
playoff game.
The defense got a
I
fourth
think it
down
was
stop.
17.
Moody made a bomb. Like, there's so much stuff that
You're
happened.
going to
Dude,
be
that
like,
one
has it
throw,
happened
that
off the
one
face?
throw-
I don't care. They've
No,
done
still
it.
shit ball.
Oh, yeah, that Ayuk ball
yeah,
off the
thrown
face.
off
Yes.
Buddy's head into his hands.
Purdy
terrible
hasn't
ball.
won a playoff game
I
himself.
like Purdy.
He hasn't
Other than
took
the
I like
Packers
Purdy.
when he led the last-minute drive.
Yeah, that's probably his best playoff win. Like
What,
him, the
Packers?
Packers
Against the
one?
Packers, and then McCaffrey ran
Or who'd they beat in the division round last year before he got hurt?
the division.
Seahawks.
This year?
They had a bye. No, last year. The Niners had
Yeah.
a bye, and then they
Seahawks.
played the Seahawks.
They
Yeah.
killed the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Oh, was that wild card or divisional?
Wild card.
Eagles had
Yeah,
the
the
bye.
Eagles had the bye, so they
Yeah.
won. He won 2 playoff games.
Who did he
then.
beat? Seahawks and
Seahawks,
Cardinals?
and then the
No,
No, no, it was a
God,
couple
Cowboys.
years. No, they beat the Cardinals a couple years
Cowboys, where
Yeah,
Zeke was
Cowboys.
playing as the O
ago.
line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then they ran out of time with, like, Dak.
Yeah, it was
tried to
Seahawks
run
then
off
Cowboys, right?
Yeah, and then they lost the Eagles.
Anyways, no. So Ayuk, can everyone agree around 30 mil?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20.
What team? I think he stays with the Niners.
I think
I
he
don't
will.
think there's no way
I think
he
he
trades him.
stays.
I think he goes to Pittsburgh.
A cool
Really?
team to see him on, Chargers.
They need
You think
that
he
so
goes
bad.
Pittsburgh?
They do,
this
but I
year?
don't think they're going to spend the
No,
money
they
on receivers
wouldn't.
yet.
I know that
Like, it'd be
he's not
cool.
going to go there, but that would be perfect for Herbert.
We'll talk about this, and whenever we predict that division, the Chargers are gonna regret not drafting Neighbors. Oh my God! After what you saw
Yeah.
with Chase and Burrow, I don't care that they went to
Yeah.
the same college. You know how much more important a receiver is than an O line. Like, let's just be serious for a second.
No,
Yes,
because
yes.
they're gonna build that whole the trenches first, and then because they couldn't draft if they drafted a receiver right now, Herbert would be so fucking pissed
Why?
because he'd be in hell.
Dude, but then
His O-line is
throwing to
good now.
He's throwing to basically
Johnson,
nobody.
Slater.
He knows that team's a
Corey
project.
Lindsey retired, right?
That team's a
Yeah, he
team.
did.
That's 3 really good guys. Who
that,
else?
They want that team to lose this year.
They have that
Yeah.
Jamari
Pipkins?
Sawyer.
But also,
Pipkins.
they have their what's
I
it
don't know.
called?
No, he was the
Who's their
tackle.
coach?
Let me see.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got
He's
their
gonna-
coach.
He just wants to run the ball.
He's gonna
anyway.
sort.
Yeah,
that
that's what
team
they'll
out.
do.
Yeah.
He's not.
gonna
They're gonna
throw it.
basically tank this year and just start building.
I
That
like
team.
the Chargers as a landing spot though, and then people like the Commanders because he
sick.
played with Daniels in college.
No way.
That'd probably be his best situation to go to with an elite
Chargers.
QB. He would rack up the numbers.
Trying to see who else here. Chargers.
I still think.
It's Chargers, Steelers, Commanders, Patriots. Those are literally
Steelers,
the only
yeah,
options.
Everyone on the Steelers thinks Pickens.
Panthers maybe.
Yeah, but I
Maybe.
think Pickens would be nasty as a number 2. Like if he wasn't like the number 1 object and they got Ayuk and Ayuk drew all the attention, I think Pickens would go
Yeah,
nuts.
but then Pickens would start crying every game.
No, I don't think he would.
But
He'd hate it.
He would.
He's an
dude,
attention
He would.
seeker.
He would want out like.
You don't
that.
know that guy.
Yeah,
I
think
can't
he would
predict
want
him.
out.
Let's be
Because
honest.
I think it's weird. Like I think he'd put up better numbers.
Who?
Like Pickens.
I don't know if
Then
on the
Ayuk?
Steelers. They're not
No,
really
no,
that team.
no. Then like he has.
they're
in the
not.
past
They're not.
if
An,
they had.
they're not
yeah.
an air raid team to start.
It's not like
Well,
the Dolphins where
they
both
also-
of them eat.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
different. It's a different system.
So you think he stays?
Yeah, he's gonna stay.
Stay?
Like for this year.
Yeah.
Only?
Like
Yeah, he stays there this year.
you think he plays the contract and leaves?
Yeah, he leaves after this year.
I think he stays. I'd love to see him on the Chargers though.
I think they lock him up.
Oh, you think
Yeah.
they extend him?
I think they extend.
I think they do that and then get rid of Debo in the next couple of years. I'd rather Ayuk than Debo.
I don't agree.
That's such a tough debate
like
because
you said this.
Other than, you know what, every time Debo was out
yeah,
last
like
year, they
we
lost.
saw
So
like
you
they
know
did
what?
not
You're-
look
no,
good
you're
without Debo.
You're right.
he's huge for that team.
I would say this. Ayuk is the better receiver. Debo's the better football player.
Like Debo can
In
just
my
do
opinion.
so much.
Like,
he
in
makes
that
such a
offense,
big
too.
impact.
Yeah, he just gives you so many more
And then
options,
sometimes it
too.
feels like Ayuk's not even in the game plan. Like he
Yeah,
gets
I
one or
know.
two throws here
Yeah,
and
no,
there.
No, that's
but then all of a
actually
sudden he
true.
catches a
He's-
60.
yeah,
the
Yeah,
team's
then
the
they'll
team
go
is
off.
very good, but he's slightly being wasted in San Francisco just because there's so many
Yeah,
options.
but he's okay with that because they're competing for Super Bowls.
clearly, so I don't know if he's gonna want to go to a shit
Or
team.
at least was okay with it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Anyways, moving on from that, we'll just go right ahead and do our division predictions to start. And NFC South here. This division, I feel like we predicted it last year, and we were all way off.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the division has kind of changed as well again. So, I'll start with you, Wyatt. Who do you have coming in at number 4?
Panthers, 3-14. and then I have
No. Like, what about them?
like when they still like what have they added? Like they have not really done
They
anything.
added a receiver that they only liked because he went to Carolina.
Yep. Like
And I wouldn't even say he was a first-round talent.
yeah, like they're
Another receiver. I can't even speak. Receiver like Mingo. And
yeah. Or do they still have Adam Thielen's corpse running routes
I
there,
think
catching balls?
Deontay Johnson.
I know
like-
you have something else to say
like-
about this.
They still have Bryce. They have Bryce Young, who I do think
It's
respectively.
gonna be the same as
I
me.
do think Bryce Young is good,
Potential.
Me?
but like he's just in a bad system.
Yeah.
Because I know
O-line's
for you
not
the
great.
Panthers aren't number 4.
No.
Who is?
The Saints are number 4.
What record?
Don't laugh.
Let me see. At
I could see it.
Hold on.
4-13.
Okay. We're gonna
You're gonna see some
after we
great
go around here, we're gonna talk. Okay. 4 and
Okay.
13. Go ahead. Who do you have coming in at number 4?
4, I have Panthers 6 and 11.
Okay. For me, coming in at number 4, I have the Saints 5 and 12. This is what I'm gonna say. Saints and Panthers we have, right?
Yeah.
The Panthers are this. You can attest to me because you have the Saints as well as number 4. The Panthers are this team: young QB, young coach, traded for Deontay Johnson, drafted Leggett, drafted Jonathan Brooks, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
back, yeah.
They have J.C. Horn coming back healthy. They've always had a good young defense. The O-line's decent. If Bryce Young takes another step, they're automatically better than the Saints.
Yeah.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Automatically better
Throwing
than
to
the Saints.
who?
Saints are just this team. I just
They
named
have-
them.
Yeah, you
Four.
named them. You named Deontay Johnson, who's a wide receiver.
Mingo,
three.
Deontay Johnson,
Deontay
Leggett,
Johnson was better than
and
Pickens.
Thielen. But hold on, Wyatt.
Yes.
But so the Panthers are they're a younger team, right? Trending up. We can hope at least.
Yeah.
The Saints are just this team with the same players from 3-4 years ago and Derek Carr that are just here, and they've gotten worse. They've gotten worse. Kamara regressed. Cam Jordan regressed. Demario Davis regressed. Who's a shining piece? Tyrann Matthews washed. Who do we have? Marshawn Lattimore.
Where did that
Adebo,
narrative come from?
Olaf. He's
That-
not good
he's
anymore.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Olave had him.
They have good young
The-
corners. I'll
They
give them
do.
that.
They do. They do have good corners. They got Olave. Who's their wide receiver too? Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, that
It's
quick-
Shaheed and
that-
then
Nah,
Cedric
he's the deep
Wilson.
set. I'd say honestly, like their overall 2 is probably Perry. Perry.
Still.
Whoa.
That's a good team.
I'd say it's
hold
Cedric
on.
Wilson.
Let's see. They have Perry as their 5 on here.
Who's 2?
2 is
Shaheed.
Shaheed, then
Who's
Cedric
3?
Wilson,
Oh, yeah.
Equinemius St. Brown.
So let's you talk about Derek Carr. You hate him, right?
I hate him. Derek Carr's
And it's
bottom
not
5 in
even
the
it's
league.
not even like when he was on the Raiders. He has a Devontae Adams to throw to. He's throwing to Chris Olave and Cedric Wilson Jr.
That doesn't
They're
bother me.
the defense.
He's thrown to the exact same team he threw to last year.
The
We
de-
know what he'll put up.
No,
Who's he
they
throwing
had
to?
Michael Thomas, who's probably the wide
He
receiver
didn't play
too
all
on
year.
this team. He didn't play all year. That's why they were bad.
They were bad for
And
a
but
whole lot of other reasons.
not only the Saints got worse, this whole division got better.
Yep.
The Buccaneers had
Buccaneers-
that huge jump. They won they made the playoffs and won the division. The Falcons got Kirk Cousins, one of the hottest OCs on the market, and they got rid of Arthur Smith, and all these young guys are progressing together. They got better. And the Panthers, like I said, a trending team that is just bound.
Explain to me how the Bucks got better. They lost the biggest pieces of their defense and locked up Baker Mayfield.
The Buccaneers got better by winning the division last year.
Like in the offseason.
Like
you're
they're
saying-
better than the Saints.
Yeah, but the team that won the division, they lost a bunch of really
Who'd
key
they
pieces.
lose?
The
They
linebackers.
lost
Devin
Carlton
White.
Davis. Devin
That's-
White's
that's-
he's not that important.
he's not a huge piece.
The Buccaneers are gonna fall off a cliff.
Devin White and Carlton Davis are the notable losses. They
Yeah.
got Jordan Whitehead back from the Jets, who was on that Super Bowl team. So I don't know. It just feels like all these teams in this division have gotten better, but the Saints.
I agree.
I could see
I
that.
could be very. No, I don't even. I'm not gonna be wrong about this.
Yeah, you
the
are.
Saints aren't a good team. They're a 5-win football team. Dennis Allen's fired. Derek Carr's
$100
bought
they win
out.
more than 5 games.
I'm not gonna bet that, but
That tells me everything I need to know.
no. I'm very confident. I'm not.
Then make
gonna,
the bet.
I'm not gonna promote gambling on this show, but I think that the Saints are a very subpar team. 5 wins for me. Maybe I could have squeaked a 6th. Maybe. What do you have? 4 wins?
I have 4 wins.
4 wins. But I just know for sure the Saints aren't winning the division. They're not a wild card team. They are probably bound for a top 10 pick in the NFL draft next
For
year.
sure. They're a lock, and Dennis Allen will be fired by
100%.
Good.
Week
If
8?
Dennis Allen got fired right now, the Saints would win 11-13 games.
Okay.
If he got fired, sorry, I forgot the second part of that. If he got fired,
And they got Mahomes,
if he got
Christopher
fired,
Don't say Spencer Rattler.
no,
Don't say it.
I don't care who it is. They could start me at quarterback and be better than Derek Carr. If he got fired and Derek Carr fell off the face of the earth magically, the Saints are automatically a double-digit win team.
With who at quarterback?
Yeah.
Joe Blow, I don't care who. Anyone better than Derek Carr.
Why?
What?
The roster's not the 49ers. You can't just throw. And
You're acting like they're one
Derek
piece
Carr's
away from
dragging
a
it
Super
that
Bowl.
bad. No, I'm not saying the Super Bowl.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
You said 11 to
10 to
13.
13 wins if they swap Derek Carr.
How many wins do the Cowboys get every year?
10 to 13 with a good roster.
And have they ever come close to winning the Super
It
Bowl?
doesn't matter. That
with
doesn't
a good
matter.
roster.
But your
We're not
logic's
talking
so
about that.
flawed.
We're not
The
talking
Saints
about
are nowhere
that.
close to the Cowboys.
We're not
They'll never
talking
even
about
get
that.
to that amount of wins.
Yeah,
ever.
what? The Cowboys have a good roster with good pieces. The Saints have nobody. I don't get this logic. If Dennis Allen gets fired and Derek Carr...
Let's look at this roster real quick. Okay,
I'm-
Derek Carr,
I'm just-
terrible.
Wyatt, I'm just confused.
Yeah,
Kamara,
you're looking like
mid.
you watch.
Okay.
They won what? 8 games last year. They
Olave's
won
good.
9 games last year with that roster.
I'm just so good.
Remove those 2 pieces. You don't think that's at least 2 more wins?
They've
Okay,
got
Olave's good.
Because
Cameron
everybody's
Jordan's
gotten
worse.
Wyatt in the NFL.
Davis
if you
worse.
stay the same,
Matthew worse.
you
They
become
didn't stay
worse.
the same. You're acting like
Who
that.
they get
Chase Young.
better?
Chase Young's very good. Very good. He was the key piece on a team in the Super Bowl.
He's probably
Key-
a backup for this team.
He
He had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl.
did he have 2 sacks?
Yes.
Yeah, you might have actually.
For who?
The Niners in the Super Bowl.
This year?
Yes, he did. He had one. It might have been 1.5.
He had
but
one and then like a
Okay,
pressure.
had multiple.
He
He
had,
had
a
one
good
and
game in
then
the
a
Super Bowl.
pressure, I
Sure.
think.
So does getting Chase Young make you guys a playoff team?
No.
Okay.
Unless we win this terrible division. But
Can we just hold on
When the hell did you guys get Chase Young?
before
mean,
before
sleeping here.
we're gonna be here for 3 hours if we keep arguing about this. Can we just carry on to see what he actually has
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Saints as?
Yeah,
Number
okay.
3, who do we have?
the Bucks at 7-10.
This is gonna be an interesting Saints prediction then. Okay. 7-10 the Buccaneers. Joey, number 3.
I have the Panthers at 6-11.
Okay.
I have the Saints at 6-11. I have the Saints and the Panthers at 6-11.
Okay, for me at number 3, I have the Buccaneers at 6-11. Like you said, it seemed like I was gassing up the Buccaneers from comparing them to the Saints, but like I said, I think that was just the one team that had a lucky ass year, and they won't be in the playoffs next year. Like they had one insane run where Mayfield was somehow never caught cold, and they got lucky losing Dave Canales. Did he run that offense really well? I didn't like the hire in Carolina, but I mean as an OC, he might have been really good. So we'll see. I'm not high on the Buccaneers this year. Who'd you have? You had Buccaneers at
Yeah.
what?
7-10.
7-10?
Yeah.
Okay, coming in at number 2.
Falcons 10-7.
Hold the fuck.
Or I'll sit down. Falcons and Saints both 10-7. Apiece.
This is interesting.
Can we go through the Saints?
Schedule.
We will.
After.
So,
Thank you.
hold on. Just go
I didn't know they were
for the
playing
clip.
Broncos all 17
Number 2.
games.
Falcons 10-7.
Go ahead.
Bucks at 7-10.
Bucks at 8-9.
Is that number 2 for you?
Yeah.
Bucks at 7-10. Bucks at 8-9.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2 for me, I have the Panthers at 7-10. Like I said, just a young team. They're not gonna. The division doesn't. They're number 2, but they're not gonna be very good.
Yeah.
They're gonna win football games because I think Bryce Young's gonna get better, and they have a lot of good pieces around him now. But they're not gonna be close to 500. They're gonna be a bad football team. But that's how the division's laid out. And winning the division at number 1.
Saints at 10-7. Better division record.
Number 1.
Falcons at 10-7.
Okay.
Falcons 10-7.
I believe I also have the Falcons 10-7. What do you have in the division? I have 4-2.
4-2 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have the Saints at in the
For the
division?
division, 5-1, 3-3 for the Falcons.
All right. So let's pull up the Saints.
I thought I was even
I
being
got
nice
it.
on the Saints
Let's
schedule
same. Let's pull
Like,
up.
I
let's
let
okay.
them
Hold
beat
on.
my
Let's
Giants,
pull up.
and I
Let's
don't
pull up
think they
via
actually
Wyatt.
will.
Let's pull up his
Yeah, okay.
to see what he thinks, and
Okay.
then we can
Yeah,
compare
walk us
them.
through it. So say week 1.
Week
Let's
1,
walk through.
at home against Carolina. I have them winning that.
Yeah, I did too.
I know I have a split, but I whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
same.
Sure.
Week 2 on the road against Dallas. Dallas wins that.
Win.
Yeah. Oh.
So, okay, let's count. Hold on.
1-1.
Win.
Yeah. Week 3
Loss.
at home against Philly. Philly wins that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Week 4 on the road against Atlanta. I think the Saints win. I'm gonna guess you guys have Atlanta.
Yeah.
Do I have a
Atlanta.
I have
I mean,
a split.
you have a split, so you probably.
What do you have? What do you have the
I have
Saints?
sweep.
What do you have the Saints division? I have them at 2 and 4.
Same. But I have the
3 and
Falcons
3.
sweeping them.
Okay, it's fine. Wait, you said Falcons.
No, he said
You
Saints.
said Saints win that. Okay, let's
Yeah.
just say 2 and 2. That was week 4.
Yes.
Okay, going into week 5.
Week 5 on the road at Arrowhead. Chiefs win.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's 2 and 3.
Week 6 at home against Tampa. I think the Saints win that.
Do we have a split there?
I had them.
Do you have a split there, Joey?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have for all the division games, I have a win.
Yeah.
So that's 3 wins in the division right now.
Mm-hmm.
Week 7 Thursday night football at home against Denver. I think the Saints win.
Win.
Week 8
Yep.
on the road against the Chargers. I think the Saints
Loss.
win that.
Loss.
The Chargers
Our road
aren't
against
good
Chargers.
yet.
Chargers are gonna run that rock.
We
pass
have good
when
run
needed.
defense.
Not
Like
really.
I'll say our pass rush was subpar. Our run defense is still good.
You think the Chargers are a better team?
I do.
I think so too. I think they're better coached.
Mhm.
They're gonna be just more well put together. So let's say 4 and 4 right now,
Mhm.
and then we have the 3. We'll just split the division. So they have 3 losses
Week
coming up.
Yeah, I did
week
too.
9 road against the Panthers. I have them winning that one too.
So you have them
I-
sweeping the Panthers?
I have them
I had a
sweeping-
split.
Yeah,
I
they were
have a
5
split,
and
so-
nine.
I have split.
So
as
let me
well.
for the division
I had
here.
Panthers
The
winning
division
that
here.
one.
Let me add the 3 losses. We'll go 3 and 3. Split division. Okay.
So and then week 10 at home against Atlanta. I have them winning that.
So you have them sweeping Atlanta
Yes.
and
the Falcons.
and the
Atlanta
Panthers.
is
You
the
mean
Falcons.
Yes.
Panthers?
Or Panthers. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
And then week 11 at home against the Browns. I think the Browns win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that too.
Browns win. Okay, so
Week
that's what week are you going into?
week 12.
Well, it's a
Which
bye.
one?
Yeah,
Six,
week 12 is a
7,
bye
8,
week.
9, 10, 11. Yeah. Okay.
And then week 13 at home against the Rams. I think the Rams win.
Okay.
Week 14 road against the Giants. I think the Saints win.
See, I put Saints as
against
well
the
because
Giants.
I was looking at the Saints schedule
Sure.
and I was like, "There's no way they're going under."
I'm fine
5.
with calling that a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
Week 15 home against Washington. I think the Saints win.
That's a
Fair.
tricky one for me, because those players, they just love going back to Louisiana. Jaden Daniels, could he show out?
Potentially.
Jamar
but
Chase and
remember,
Burden.
this is also week
Sorry,
15.
you have this as
he
a
might
win?
be hurt by then
Do
too.
you have
he
this as a
could-
win?
He
Yes.
could either be
Okay.
insane or terrible
Okay.
by then.
Yeah.
Benched by then.
Week
You never know.
16 Monday Night Football in Lambeau. I have the Packers winning.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At least I think it's Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Yeah. Week 17 home against the Raiders. I have the Saints winning.
I have a loss.
I have the Raiders winning.
Like, these are tricky games now where they're just the same.
Like, those
skill
aren't
level
games
as the
you can
coin
say
toss.
for
Where
sure.
is that game?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Let's just count it as a win.
And then week 18, I have them losing.
That's a division game,
losing
right?
on the road to Tampa.
Okay, so that's the split there. So with this, it's 7 and 10,
Mm-hmm.
and I think yours is so off because you have them winning basically every division game. That's the problem.
Yeah, I will say that, like, there's definitely possibilities that happen, but, like, they played
No.
Atlanta very well last year, at
But
least the
they've
second
gotten
time.
rid. That's the
Atlanta's
most
last
improved
year.
team in the division. Though.
different-
You have
wholly
Kirk
different
Cousins
team.
instead of Desmond Ritter. You have Zach Robinson instead of Arthur Smith. Raheem Morris calling the defense.
Yeah,
It's a way.
Are they
different
probably
team.
better? Yeah. Do I know if it'll work? No. Like,
Do I know if it'll work against the Saints? Yes.
No, I'm not going to be that confident in teams that I haven't actually seen play football yet.
So what do you have the Falcons?
10-7 as well.
Okay. So, I mean, like, you have them winning a lot of 50-50 games. Like the
Yeah.
Chargers, the Raiders.
I also have them losing some.
I'm just...
They could very easily
Saints
beat the
being-
Rams at home.
Saints being...
not
Depends. If the
easily.
Rams are healthy, they...
We almost beat the
they-
Rams on
they
the
walk
road
them.
last year.
The home doesn't really play an aspect. That's like a neutral site, SoFi.
Okay, but still not. We're not at home, so
That's
it's
fine.
still,
But, I mean, like, what do you have, Joey, the win? The So, yeah, the
The
wins.
loss?
Let's just say the wins.
I have them being the Panthers
Okay.
week 1,
Yeah?
the Bucks week 6,
Okay.
the Rams after the bye,
Okay.
and the Commanders.
That's 4.
Yeah.
So you have them losing to the Raiders, Chargers, Giants. They don't win a game against the Falcons. Like they could easily get swept by the Falcons.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think it will
And the
happen.
Bucks.
Easily.
And the Bucks, I think.
Bucks is tricky because
I think they split with the Bucks.
Saints
just
play them
each
well,
other. Yeah,
too.
they
Yeah.
play each other so well. It's so hard. It's just gonna be a coin flip. But Panthers, I could see a split. I think Saints. I have what? Do I have 2 and 4 in the division? Yeah, I have 2 and 4.
I mean, like
Splitting with the Panthers and Bucks. Falcons. Yeah, Falcons sweep.
And I also the Falcons and Panthers game in the first 5 weeks, I think they're gonna view those as must win because of who else they play. Because between Dallas, Philly, and the Chiefs, probably not winning one of those. So
Yeah,
I
but
think,
that means they're getting the shit kicked out of them. That means
yeah,
they're
but, like,
old too.
regardless.
The Saints are old.
And also, one thing we've learned: the Chiefs
They are
do not.
very
The
old,
Chiefs
yeah.
do not kick the shit out of bad teams.
Fair.
They don't.
Sometimes.
The
Logic?
Chiefs.
Sometimes.
The Chiefs don't blow teams out. They win. Like the Chiefs win a lot of games.
How about in week?
There's going to be
2 or
examples
4
every year.
when Taylor
how about
Swift
when?
showed up to Arrowhead and they rocked
Okay,
the
how about
Bears?
here? How about this? How about when they lost to the Broncos? How about when they beat the Jets by a touchdown? There's a million Chiefs games you could look at the last 3 years where they played a team worse and they won. To their credit, because that's what good teams do. They win no matter what. The Chiefs. The number one thing known about the Chiefs: they win, they don't cover.
They either blow teams out, bad teams out, or they lose. Lambeau against the Packers last year, that was an upset. Indianapolis, you remember when Indianapolis beat the Chiefs in Indianapolis? What was the example I just last used?
The Packers.
Packers.
When the Broncos beat them.
Loins.
It seems like those
Yeah,
teams.
they also Lions.
So
Yeah, but Lions was like everyone was hurt.
Yeah, that was weird. No, Kelsey was
didn't
hurt
play
and Jones was
that
holding
game,
out.
that game's
Jones
a
was like-
scratch.
yeah.
The
I mean,
Chiefs
counts
are
on the
great.
record.
They barely beat them. Too.
Like I don't like the Lions beat the Chiefs last year. You have to say it.
Sure, Chiefs
They
won
did.
the Super Bowl.
They did. Yeah.
Taylor Swift won a Super Bowl.
I don't know what she has to do with anything.
You love Taylor Swift too.
You're lucky I'm on camera.
But can I get your take on the Panthers? You're a Bryce Young guy.
Well, it's just Bryce Young's going to be better. He's not going to have that bad of a team around him. And they got Jonathan Brooks, so they'll have a run game.
Is he there at
Receivers
the
got
start of the
better.
year, though?
Sanders and
He'll be
Brooks.
back
Is
like
Brooks-
week 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
And then the
he
O-line
went
got way
to-
better.
Tennis.
Who's on that
Texas.
O-line? Yeah,
Where'd he go?
Texas.
Kwanu.
Yeah.
Damian Lewis, and then they got Robert Hunt from Miami.
Oh yeah, I forgot
they
about
got
that.
him,
I
yeah.
totally forgot about that. What do you have the Panthers at?
3-14.
Like, they're going to be way better than that.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lock. I wonder what their win.
I don't really trust your takes. No offense.
Well, I think everyone has the same takes as me, and you can check their.
What do you have? What do you have them, Joey, at?
6-11.
6-11.
Joey, you
I'm
just tried to
17,
sell
you're
me on the
6-11.
Dallas Cowboys earlier. That tells me all I need to know.
I'm not trying to sell you on them. I'm trying to sell you on that.
I want
I
to see
just-
Bryce Young do better. First.
That's a very.
I do like Bryce Young. I still
I
think Bryce
do,
Young's
but
good.
like
Then they should be
I don't
better
know,
than 3
just-
and 14.
his
Why I liked Bryce Young
his
last year and they
stats
won
were
one
s-
game.
His stats were so bad last year.
That's a very, very biased record prediction. I think.
I do.
Why? I
too.
have no stake in the Panthers.
No, Saints.
Oh, we're back to that.
He's
Just
5'10".
the division.
No, I don't know. I
Prediction's
just
pretty
can't stop
5'10",
thinking about it.
200 pounds.
You said you gave them 7 games, and they're
That's 7. That's 7 games because you were arguing the Raiders that we gave you, the Chargers we gave you. So, like in my mind, the
Giants we gave
Chargers
you.
handle the Saints.
I think the Giants.
What makes
prove
you think
themselves
that?
at the end
Because
of the year,
they don't
too.
have anyone to throw the ball. Like
All
you
right.
said it themselves. They have a good O lineman, a good quarterback, and not much else.
Can I tell you why?
Yes.
I think Jim Harbaugh is going to be able to outcoach Dennis Allen.
That is
in
a
game.
fact.
Okay?
That is a fact.
I like what we were talking about. I like the Chargers trenches against the Saints trenches in the matchup. I think they're going to be able to run against any team this year. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. That's just who Jim Harbaugh is. And stop, I'm
Who's
telling
the
you why
running
right
backs?
now.
Gus Edwards.
And J.K. Dobbins they got.
Oh, yeah.
They
So,
rinse the Ravens.
I think
Yeah.
that both teams don't have somebody to throw to, but if there's going to be somebody, hopefully on the Chargers, that the
This guy loves to act like
can
Chris
step
Olave
up.
doesn't.
Okay, sure, Chris Olave,
Like,
sure.
Olave,
sure,
okay,
sure.
Lad McConkey too. Then.
I said, okay, but like you're saying, Lad McConkey. Like Olave's been in the league Olave's been in the league 2 years. He's put up back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with Andy Dalton and Derek Carr.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, but he just
Okay,
gets
both
knocked
teams
out
don't
every
have a
year.
very effective pass
He
game.
could so easily get knocked out this year and
So it's
three
the
concussions
NFL.
back
So can
to back
any
to
other
back,
player.
and
He's
just be
never
done.
had
His
concussion
career could be
problems.
done.
He hasn't been diagnosed with one concussion yet.
Yeah.
He got knocked out last
He got
year.
knocked out, but he's never missed a game because of a
Oh,
concussion.
did.
if you get
He was
knocked
on
out,
my
it's a
fantasy.
concussion, no?
He was out.
Was it concussion?
He was out with, yes.
I don't know if I had him last.
Like I know he's
year.
been like
He
he's
was
been
out
he's
in-
been hurt, but it
Is
was
he
like it was
injury
like
prone?
Yeah.
kind
Bro,
of
he
like
only-
he hasn't had any serious injuries yet. But he had like ankle
Well,
issues.
it's not like his
He had an
fault.
ankle
just gets
problems.
killed.
Does that mean he's only played
Yeah,
five?
balls
yeah,
Does
you
that
know,
mean
yeah,
he
he's
only
getting thrown from
5 games
balls from
last year?
Derek Carr.
And
I've
he
said,
gets his
give
head
him a
knocked
good
out.
quarterback. He's a top 10 receiver.
Yeah, I can
understand
get like that. I can get behind. That's a fair take. He has the skill. Like Garrett Wilson could be top 10 with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I
not
think
crazy.
I think him and Garrett Wilson are like very very similar players.
That's fair.
They went to the same
he only
college,
missed one-
same
he only-
but like the
Play
numbers
type,
that they
yeah.
can put up, those
Were
guys
we
can
looking
both
at?
put up 50.
No, I was seeing how many games he actually missed. He only missed one game.
But no, like,
He missed a couple his rookie year.
and once again, like injuries happen and stuff. So who knows who's going to be in the lineup? Chargers versus Saints. Justin Herbert could be hurt again for all we know. But like I said, I'm taking when I look at these, I'm taking the when it's a game that's, I guess, close in your eyes. I'm taking the better quarterback and coach.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I look at.
That's a fine.
Like, were you debating taking?
Oh yeah,
the Chargers?
They're
to win?
like out like that like
This
Chargers.
guy gets no touchdowns though.
Who?
Olave.
Trust me,
4-4.
I know.
Kamara and Taysom Hill take them all. Is Taysom Hill still in the NFL?
Yeah, but
Yes,
he's
and-
their 4th QB.
But I'll get like Chargers.
Why does
Rams.
he not start over Jawan Johnson? Jawan Johnson sucks.
Yeah, I don't love Jawan Johnson.
He's
He's
terrible.
he's better than fucking Foster Moreau or whoever our tight end was.
Okay,
The guy
no,
that
but-
dropped the church's change against the Rams. You remember that?
No, it was against the
Dude,
Jags.
Don't you guys have?
Yeah, remember that on Thursday Night Football where
No, it might
Foster
be.
Moreau dropped that wide open pass
Who am I thinking? I was thinking.
I don't
Michael
remember.
Mayer.
after he beat like
Were you
cancer
thinking,
or
like,
something,
Jared
and people
Cook?
were bashing
No, I was
him.
thinking Michael Mayer.
You
but
remember
he's
that?
on
No.
Raiders.
Jared Cook sucks.
Oh,
You can
I,
attest to
oh,
that.
I know that one. I'm aware of.
Nickel Robbie Coleman is the GOAT.
Uh huh.
Um,
David Tyree is the goat.
but 6 rings, 7.
Where are yours? I don't see them. What position did you play?
Thin. What'd you have the Buccaneers at?
I like we counted the Bucks.
I want to say
too.
7 and. No, 8 and 9.
8 and 9.
Yeah.
Playoff team.
No, 9 seed.
Okay.
Just missed it.
So for the Falcons winning the division, I have them 4 seed in the playoffs.
Yep, me too.
Yes.
Do you have both teams in the playoffs, Falcons and Saints?
How do you see like?
Do
your
you
playoff
really think the
bracket?
Saints are a playoff team?
Just look at
look
the
at the
seed.
number.
I don't think,
Second.
respectfully, I don't think any team in that division can win a playoff game.
Look at the seed beside the
No, they can't win a
team's
playoff
logo.
game, but a team from
7
every
seed
division.
for the Falcons.
That's
Is that- yeah,
playoffs. If it
so
shows
yes,
green.
yes,
So Falcons are 7 seed for you, and Saints are what?
4 seed.
4 seed. Falcons
4 seed.
4 seed.
4.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
4 seed, dude. I have them as my 11th.
That's gonna do it for this episode. We'll see you this Friday. NFC North. You know there's gonna be a debate. We'll see you guys in the next one.